Good morning. I'm hoping you can hear me. I'm Ava. This channel is Ava Potterfield and Friends, and this live is Crafting Hour with Ava. We are back. My vision has improved enough. I can finally see the crochet. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. He's like, is there food? No food. He likes nibbles and kibbles and treats and bites. Yes. But welcome. Um, I'm still working. There's the bed files. Good morning. I am still working on my crochet tank top, and we're going to be getting started in that. I have that in my drawer right here. So here's what it looks like so far, right here, and it's getting there. It's getting there. I'm not done yet. I used the uh, variation color of yarn. I don't have a new one, but it's you can see it changes shades from dark to light, and then it goes back to dark. So I thought that was really pretty. So my color is doing weird things on my computer. I went red. There it goes again. What is going on? I do not know. I don't know if you see that on your end or if it's just me on mine. There's Christina at Dicey's Crazy Adventure. Good morning. Good morning. So I'll be working on that in just a moment. But before I get started on that, I need a cup of coffee. Christina's working on a blanket. Um, I'm excited about my cup of coffee this morning. I ordered some coffee cups. Tanya at Van Life Voyages has really inspired me with my coffee. And so today I'm going to be having Snickers candy bar coffee with whipped cream on the top. And I will order a frother on payday, and then I'll be making my own whipped cream. For now, it's whipped cream out of a can, which is delicious. And yeah, so I got to go make me a cup of that. And I ordered some new coffee cups because I ordered some clear ones. Because if you're going to be having specialty coffee, you'll want to see it. It's. I enjoy seeing hers. So yeah, so there's Jonathan at Crossover Paranormal Society. There's what I'm working on right now. It's actually going to be a summer shirt that I'll be wearing. But first, I gotta go make some coffee. So it'll take me just a minute. I got my empty cup right here. It's just not so nice when it's empty. No, it's empty. Yeah, I'll just rinse it out. Use it again. So while I'm gone, let everybody know. I'm going to type into the chat that I'm fixing a cup of coffee, just so as people come in, they'll know. I'm going to grab a cup of coffee. Be right back. Just so they know what's up, because I'm going to run a video while I'm gone, and this live is not about this video. The live is about when I get back and get to crocheting and crafting and whatever you're working on. Right? So while I go make my coffee, you are going to watch. This is a clip we made down at the river. It's such a beautiful place to be. We love it. We are going to go back down there this summer to that exact spot and film again. And but anyway, here it is. I'll be right back. I'm back. I got whipped cream. Mm, mm. And I drink it with a straw, so I don't end up with it all over my mouth. Mmm, so good. I got a little full. Okay. Get all the whipped cream off my face. And we are ready. Tapping detector, good morning. Good morning. Lily T, good morning. Okay, I'm going to sip this coffee. I don't want my coffee. I want it over here on this side. I need to buy the whipped cream. He likes whipped cream too. Okay, it's all gone. All gone. All gone. You can lay down. All right. So right now, so the yarn came in a scheme like this, right? But I couldn't find an end. So I had to wind the whole thing into a ball. And some people do that automatically anyway because they feel it's easier to work with. If I can find the ends of the skein, I prefer just to leave it as a skein and work from there. And I'm normally really good about when I buy my yarn to be sure I can find where both ends are, right? So that I can just get right to work. But I guess I didn't look. I was just so excited to be able to crochet again. I was just grabbing and running, right? I don't know. I don't know. I do not know. So if anybody's working on anything, let me know. If you're just here to hang out, let me know that too. Everybody's welcome here. Um, I'm going to be doing a lot of crochet. I start my painting class on Monday, unless I do look ahead a little bit today. I don't know. I haven't decided. We'll have to see what all I have to get done today. But for sure, Monday, I'll be painting, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I wish I could angle. I have to scoot back to get my crochet in here. And I hope y'all can hear me good enough. Put this down a little bit. There. Now you can see what I'm doing. Um, so yeah, Christina, I grab and run too, she says. Let's see here. All right. Well, I got distracted reading the chat. Sometimes I can't read the chat and talk at the same time, and other times I can. There's Tapping Detector. All right. So I think I said hi to everybody. Crossover Paranormal Society. Christina, are you working on something right now? You want to come up and hang out? Lily, what are you up to? I'm crocheting. It's gonna be a shirt. It's gonna be a tank top actually. And then I'll be putting the straps up and over. And it's a cover, I guess I'd call it, because it's kind of see-through. So yeah, so a little cover, and I'm not using a pattern or anything. I'm doing stitches I already know how to do, and I kind of measured, and we'll see. It's supposed to be loose because it is a cover, and my equation figuring, my brain still isn't working for mathematical equations, so I had a hard time doing my figuring and measuring and stitches per inch and all that stuff. And yeah, I made my little swatches just like you're supposed to measure them and actually see, because stitches per inch length vary depending on the size hook you're using and all that jazz. And yeah, it was hard. She said, "Give me a minute." Lily, do you want to come up? I'm going to drop the link in the chat, but Pretty much it needs to be people that come up that that I bring up on the panel need to be people that I know and trust their behavior, right? So um, everyone I see in here right now, Lily, Christina, uh, Talk Detector, I know you. Crossover Paranormal, I know you. And the Bud Files, I know you too. So, um, but the idea of the hour is crafting, but you don't have to be crafting to come up. Now, for me, crafting, I'll be mainly crocheting, mainly myself. But crafting is crafting. It just artwork is crafting. Um, Woodworking is crafting, even metalworking. I have friends who are blacksmiths and forgers, and that's crafting to me. Um, Making things with your hands, right? That's crafting to me. Wood burning, oh, which is something I'm going to be doing. And I mentioned it to Doug, and he says we have a wood burning kit here somewhere. Somewhere. So it got put up after my injury because I was getting ready to do would begin word burning again. Now I used to do wood. That's hard for me to say today. Wood burning. It's hard to say. Okay, I'll drop the link here in just a minute. And I did that in 4-H. Had so much fun with it. But nowadays, there's even so much more you can do with it because at that time there was like a thing, one point, right? That you used. And now they come with different sized ends, or I don't know what the technical term is for it, but the little pieces. It's like the screwdrivers where you can take the Phillips head out and put the other one in, or you can take the big one out and put a small one in. You can change the ends for different size of detailing. That's what I'm trying to say. Um, and that wasn't available when I was in 4-H. Um, so that kind of gives you an idea of how old I am. But yeah, so I'm gonna do that, and we're gonna look for that. If I can't find it, if it went to the bye land of somewhere, do you ever do that? You put stuff up so you can find it later, and then you can't find it, but you know it's there somewhere. That's the land of somewhere. Well, let's see. All right. Oh, and I was gonna put some music on too. I forgot, so I'll do that. Oh, I forgot to load music for this. Ugh. I was going to load specific music, and I forgot. Oh well. Okay, I think I dropped the link. Here in a second, you'll see it. I think. Okay, and I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to go get some music. And last week, we thought 22 was a good volume for it. We could still talk and interact. And so I've got it at 21. And let's see. We'll just do the house one. Feeding the only one I've loaded myself, a bluegrass one. Oh, I can hardly hear it. I hear something. Let me know if you can hear that, and if it's too loud. Okay. Back to crocheting. Oh, more coffee. See, that whipped cream kind of melts as it goes. I didn't need any more of it. It's just melting into my coffee. There's Christina. I don't see her yet. She'll pop. She'll pop up there in a minute. Ooh. You ready?
Hi.
I'm having coffee and crocheting.
I've already had 2 cups of coffee. Can't have any more.
Mm. Well, that's my first cut. I actually slept in till 10 o'clock this morning. It was wonderful. I never sleep that late. And so I'm just now having my first cup of coffee.
I slept in till 8.
That
Thought
felt
I
good.
was going to take my kid to work, but
I know
he's
you
sick.
said you were up early for work.
Okay, I'm going to show you. I'm going to turn my cam around for a minute. I'm going to, oops, wrong one. I got to remember how to do this. It's been so long.
I know it has, hasn't it? I was the same way. What button do I push? I don't know.
Okay, there we go. All right, you're seeing my bed at the moment, but this is what I'm working on.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah. Look at that. Oh, that's beautiful. And what are you going to use this for?
It's a blanket.
I wasn't sure. It looks so delicate. I wasn't sure if it was a blanket, like for the bed, or if it was a tablecloth.
It's going to be a lap blanket.
It's beautiful. Are you making each one of those squares individually and then putting them together?
Yes.
Yeah. Awesome. That is really pretty.
It's a pattern,
Yeah.
but I'm not disclosing the pattern yet.
Yeah. So how long have you been working on it? If you're like me, you work on your free seconds of the day.
I've been working on it for a couple months now.
Yeah. Well, that's beautiful. Just beautiful. I like it. So this thing I'm making is I'm just making it. I made it up and I'm just using stitches I already know. So of course you chain when you begin, and then double crochet, and then I'm doing triple or treble. Different people call it different names, but it's the same stitch. Triple crochet. Oh, and I just made a boo-boo because I forgot to chain two. So now I'm making triangles. So I just learned something new. If you don't chain one, you'll make a triangle. So let's test that theory.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you
Give
learn,
me
right?
just a second. I need to. For some reason, my sound's not very loud.
You're making a triangle. You're seeing if that really does work. We can do it twice in a row. We know it works. No, that time it didn't work. So what did I do different? Let's try this. There, that did. That made a V. Well, I just learned how to make a different pattern. But that was an accident, so I'm ripping it. Rip it. Hi, buddy. What you doing, Mr. Bud? All right, I'm going to get back over here to my chat here and as soon as I get this stitching. Okay. All right. And Lily just woke up from a short nap. Nice. Coffee, yummy. Lily says, Christina, it's good to see you. Okay, I'll change that music once in a while. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I can barely. Lily, is the music okay? It is not too loud. I can barely hear it myself, but as long as it isn't too loud on your end. All right. The graceful pull out more yarn technique. I'm at my desk, and my bottom drawer is a big file drawer, like for putting file folders in and papers, like a filing cabinet drawer, and I'm using it to keep my current project in. So when I finish this, I'll be switching back to, that's what I bought these yarns for. Here, these two colors are going to be for finishing another project. I was already working on this. This is a actual sweater to wear in the winter time. And there's a little pattern there. I'll show you the side without all the strings. There it is. I haven't tucked in my strings yet. And I hadn't decided if I'm doing quarter length sleeves or if I'm doing full length sleeves. So here's this much of a sleeve. So that'd be about a quarter length sleeve right there. There's Christina, she's back. And if I decide I want the full length, then I'll just start where I left off and bring it on down. I haven't decided yet, but so when my little cover I'm making is done, I'll go back and finish the sweater. So this was the project I worked on to see if I could crochet yet, because every so often I grab some and I give it a try, and this was the first time I was able to actually work on it without getting a migraine, and so I'm celebrating. But I'm going to finish this first.
I can hear better now.
Good. Lily says she doesn't even hear any music. Well, it's so soft I can barely hear it. Can you hear the music, Christina? Well, you probably wouldn't.
I can't, but I can hear you now. I could barely hear you to begin with when I came in.
No, I'll leave it right there. I don't want it loud. I just want something, because we're going to have quiet moments while we're concentrating. So I want something in the background. Okay, I think that'll work. Lily says, love those colors. Thank you, Lily. I have no idea what's in my yarn stash. Those two colors.
I'm glad you can crochet them.
Were in there. Me too. I'm so excited, because that means I'll it's been a long process, my gosh, but that gives me hope for further healing. So I can, because right now I can't sew yet or embroider or cross stitch because it's too fine of a focus for my eyes, and in about 1 minute I've got a migraine. So, but that gives me hope that that's going to heal, and I'll get that ability back too. It took 2 years to be able to crochet again.
I'm glad you can get back at it.
Me too. Have you been working on any gnomes? No? I love your gnomes. I have 2 of them in there in the other room.
I haven't been feeling very well to be able to do them.
That makes a big difference, doesn't it?
And that's why I've gotten as far as I have on my blanket.
Yeah. It's fun to do, but it does take, it takes energy. And yeah, I know exactly what you mean. There's Will. Good morning. Good morning. And Lily said her daughter Crystal says, hello, Ava and Christina. Hello, Crystal.
Hello, Crystal. Needless to say, the last couple of days, my husband's been watering my garden because I haven't felt good to go out and do it.
Oh. I saved up some coffee grounds to go put on in mine. Do you do that? Somebody told me that.
I do. That and eggshells.
Eggshells.
Yeah,
So on your
Eggshells
eggshell,
are good.
do you save up a few eggshells, or do you just as you use your eggs go put them out there, your eggshells?
I save up a few and then I crush them.
Okay, I tried doing that, and the saving them for the later part didn't work. So I'll have to try it again. What I've got now, I've got my coffee grounds is in an old coffee can, and that's how I've been able to do that. So I'll have to find a container rather than just on the counter on a paper towel. That's what didn't work for me. Mainly because the cats got them. It wasn't because I didn't want them there. It's because the cats got them.
I leave the eggshells in the egg carton in my fridge.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Until I have so many, and then I'll take them and I'll put them in a Ziploc bag, and then I'll crush them, and then I'll take them out in the Ziploc bag and dump them in my garden.
Oh,
that's how I do it.
I'm totally gonna do it.
And then I mix it in the soil with. I mix it in the soil with the coffee grounds and the eggshells. I mix them in the soil, but I put them around the roots.
Okay. Well, I don't have eggshells today, but
the other thing I've started doing too, because a lot of in my area, a lot of gardens have been lacking in calcium in that. So I've also been crushing up Tums and putting them around the roots.
Yeah. Hadn't thought about that. I know people who take Tums just like a couple a day for calcium.
Yeah.
That's neat. Okay, I'm gonna.
And our grasshoppers are bad this year.
Oh yeah. Lily says yes, coffee grounds.
And then I had
aphid. Wonderful. Will says my mom used.
And then I found an aphid.
You found aphid?
Yep, on my roses.
Oh. Yes, Will, I've heard that banana peelings are good too.
Yep.
I tried saving some of those and I got gnats in the house. Of course, I get gnats in the house just having the bananas on the counter. But I could put those in a Ziploc baggie too in the fridge. Get them put up. So
you can boil.
To save the banana peelings too. Huh?
You can boil the banana peels as well.
Oh yeah, I've seen that too. I forgot about it.
And save the water, the juices from it. Let it cool for a day, and then dump it in your garden.
Oh, nice. I'll have to try that too.
Might help with the gnats.
Yeah. They ooh.
Right now I have 1 zucchini sitting on my counter and 3 jalapeno peppers.
Oh, nice. Nice. I haven't had any veggies from the garden yet, but they're growing. We got ours in late because it rained and rained and rained.
I finally have some. Yeah, mine went in a little late too. But I have green tomatoes finally.
Nice. Do you fry any? Green tomatoes?
I've never tried fried green tomatoes.
I have.
But they're too small to make fried green tomatoes.
I bought big, like beef steak tomatoes and big boys. And I bought 2 plants to just pick green tomatoes from. And then 2 plants that I'll pick ripe tomatoes from. Hopefully that'll satisfy me. Fruit fries love bananas. Lily says that mixture is better than store-bought fertilizer. Dish soap, cooking oil, and baking soda for aphids. Did you see that, Christina?
I just did. Gotta remember, because I'm on my phone, I have to hit chat.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm trying to read it. I'm actually going to snap a picture of that because I won't have the chat available for a while. So I'm going to, I'm taking a picture of your comment. It'll focus. Dish soap. There. I take that picture and I'll send it to you, Christina. Will says
I know for earwigs. I know for when you got earwigs, you use soy sauce and vegetable oil.
Yeah.
You put it in a small container and put it in your garden, and it catches the earwigs.
Oh, wow. I'm glad you said that because I'd have sprayed it on my plant.
Nope, you put it in a small container and you sit it in your garden where the earwigs are, and they crawl in it.
Oh, wow.
Now, if I could find a way to keep the black widows out of there, I'd be even better.
Oh, I killed a brown recluse in one of my containers. I'm container gardening this year, and I had my hand down in there just working away, and I happened to look up, and he's sitting on the side of the container just watching me. I'm like, oh, honey, you're a brown recluse spider. You're no. So he isn't there anymore. Otherwise, I leave spiders alone because they catch insects you don't want on your plants as well, but not a brown recluse spider, no.
I'm sorry, I killed the black widow.
Yeah, I don't allow black widows to continue in my space either.
It was in my green stock. So
Nice.
I was watering it, and water was going down the middle of my green stock, and here it comes up and out of the middle of my green stock and into the watering bowl. And I tried to drown it, but you can't drown black widows. So I yelled at my husband, and my husband came and got it out of it and killed it for me. And I was like, oh, no.
Yeah.
It was in my herbs.
Oh, wow. Yeah, and I have a bad habit. Now when I'm blackberry picking, where my blackberries are, I don't know if this happens to anybody else, but I find snakes up in my blackberries. They're up in the branch because it's cool. It's nice and cool in the summer in there. And I like snakes, but I don't allow poisonous snakes to continue in my space. But there's been many times I've been reaching way in there to get a berry, and then all of a sudden my eyes will focus and there's a snake sitting there looking at me, and I may have reached right next to it, and it's just sitting there looking at me, and I'm like, oh. So now I look around real good before I reach in, and I need to use that same technique when I'm out there in my garden, I guess, because I'm bad about just reaching in and doing whatever I need to do without looking. And unfortunately, if there's one brown recluse spider out there, there's probably more. So I need to be more diligent about looking around before I just reach.
Yeah, I now look down before I reach, because I, don't know if there was a nest or anything for that lovely black widow.
Yeah. We've had a pet spider. We meant to put him outside this summer, but it's almost going to be fall in a couple of months, so I guess we're just going to leave him where he is. He's got a spider web over my sink in front of the window, and he's not a poisonous spider. And he's been catching flies. So we're like, will you just keep catching flies? We appreciate it, because we had flies all winter. I've never had flies other than in the summer when they're coming in the door every time you go in and out. But we had them all winter, and I don't know why. But a lot of people had them all winter. It wasn't just us here locally. And so we just left it. It's still up there. I don't know if it's a boy or a girl. I call it a he. But just catching flies. I tried to catch flies and put in the web, and it wouldn't eat the ones I put in the web. I even tried to feed it. So I don't try to feed it anymore. I even put, live ones in there, and it still, I put flies in, and I'd shake the web so it seemed like they were like trying to get away. And no, he didn't eat any of the flies that I put in there for him. None. Let's see. Brown recluse and black widows are not good. No, they're not. Will says there's lots of snakes at my mom's. Garter snakes. I screamed when one came out of the ground. They can catch you by surprise. Brown recluse spiders have the same venom as a water moccasin that deteriorates the skin. Yeah, I didn't know that it's the same venom, but yeah, it deteriorates the skin around the bite for sure. Yeah.
I don't have snake problems, thank goodness.
Well, the back of our house is like 10 feet from the woods. It's like, so we have.
You have that.
We have snakes outside. There's the biggest garter snake I've ever seen in my life lives out there. And there were some babies out there. We have a black snake out there. And believe it or not, I think what they're doing is they're living in our fire pit. So before we build a fire, we always open it up, stir around with a stick, get out any snakes that are in there before we have a fire in the fire pit. Because, those are beneficial snakes. And
they eat the mice.
Yes. And we appreciate that very much. So we don't bother them other than when we want to use our fire pit. We shoo them out of there. Doug's rubber snake. Do you remember Doug's rubber snake that he keeps out there by the fire pit? He moved it over to my garden area, and it scared the crap out of me. He got me good. I called him a few names, let me tell you.
I bet.
I was not expecting to see it in my garden area. Now, come on. I know it's over by the fire pit. It's just a little rubber snake like you buy at the toy section. It's been out. We've lived here for 15 years, and that rubber snake's probably been out there for 14. But,
that's so funny.
Oh, he got me good. He got me good enough. It made me mad. You know what I mean? I got over it, but it wasn't funny at the time. Funny now.
Oh.
Make sure I triple crochet the whole time, because when I'm crocheting and talking, it looks like I did. Okay. Don't want any double crochets slipping in there where I don't want them. Well, it's Saturday. All my neighbors are mowing. Doug mowed yesterday. It smells like cut grass.
Mine do it.
I love that smell.
Most of mine do it during the work week, so I'm working and I can hear them mowing out my window.
Yeah. Well, I've been looking at patterns. Oh my gosh, what I need to do is go through my crochet pattern stash, because I do crochet patterns like I do quilting fabric. When you're quilting, if you see fabric you like, you better get it right then, because when you go back to get some, it's gone.
It's gone.
Every single time. So I do the same with crochet patterns. Not that they'll be gone, but will I remember where they are? Will I ever find them again, right? So right. I know I have a whole stash of crochet patterns I haven't used yet, but I want to make, now I'm going to say this word wrong, origami or something like that, where you make little animals, but I don't want mine to be so little, so I don't know what you call them. They're square.
There's a square.
It reminds me of my Granny Square pants. Now is that a specialty Granny Square? Does it has a certain design in it, or is that a regular granny square? Are you using fine yarn or a regular, like 4-ply yarn? Oh yeah, okay. So pretty. Aren't granny squares fun to work with? I love them.
That's what my blanket's out of.
They're so pretty just as a piece by themselves, and then they're gorgeous in projects. Oh my gosh. That's why your blanket is so beautiful. I can't wait to see that blanket all finished. What size is the blanket? You don't like in reference twin size, full size, lap size?
I don't know. I know
It
the pattern is. I wasn't gonna show you.
I know.
But I'm showing you.
Oh wow.
Can you tell what it is?
It's a gnome. Right? With his hat on?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Girl, I love you. Oh, that makes me happy.
So each square is a granny square.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah.
So it's a 50 by 50.
Oh, that's a good size.
So
yeah.
50 squares by 50.
Yeah. That's going to be pretty
So
big.
you can imagine how many granny squares I'm having to do.
Yeah. 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 That's awesome. I use graph paper like that when I'm designing my designs. I have one pattern for sale. I'd have to go look and see where it is because I can't even remember at the moment. But it's an owl on a tree limb. And after I finish this sweater, I'm going to make another one of those. And then I'm going to get back to this pattern design again because I just think it's so fun. Have you ever done corner to corner crochet? That's
I did a Raiders blanket.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that. Well, that's what my pattern is
I did a couple Raiders blankets.
Pattern. And I found that to be an easy way for designing for me because you're just counting that one piece is several stitches together, right? And so I just count that whole thing together as one square. And
I was gonna do this. I was going to do this one as a corner to corner, but then I changed my mind and said, okay, I want to do it a granny square. Yeah. I want to do each square granny square.
So did you design that yourself?
No, I found the pattern on Facebook actually in a group I was in.
Yeah.
But doing the granny squares, I did that myself. And deciding, okay, how big do I want each one of these granny squares to be?
Yeah. Yeah. Something interesting happened to me today, and I'll come back over and move my chat. I buy a lot of stuff off Facebook. I just do. They get my attention when I'm scrolling, and sometimes it's something that I'm interested in, and I'll go check it out. And this was the first time this popped up. I did my purchase, and then when I went back to the Facebook page, it popped up and said, it was Facebook. It said, we see you just purchased something through Facebook. How was it? And you rated your experience. And I've not seen that before. I think that's good. Because of course it let me say I had a good experience, right? But I know there's been experiences for others that were not good. So I appreciate them checking to see.
But yeah, I just do as many as colors as I need per row and then sew the row together and then crochet some more. That way I'm not doing this all the time.
Yeah. Yes.
Give your wrists a little bit of a break.
How do you hold your crochet hook? Because this is how I learned, and it's what's comfortable. Okay, so now all the new crocheters hold it like this. And maybe if that's what I started with, I'd be real good and comfortable with it, but I just get mad. Because it's
I can't do it that way.
It's not as coordinated for me as this. This I can go really fast. And but I see them going super, super fast. So I guess it's just what you learned and what you're comfortable with. Would be my guess. I don't know. And the good thing about this is I don't have to count my stitches, and like with your granny squares you're doing, it's minimal counting. It's not like lose your place, you got to rip out a whole bunch. So that's why I started with this, because I'm like, this will be less frustrating for me.
I just had to rip out. I just did have to rip out because I forgot to do chain 3. I only did chain 1 before I moved on to my next section.
Well, I had to rip out while ago because I was talking and started doing double crochets.
But at least I caught it. At least I caught that I had done it.
Yeah. That's good.
So I'm down another 10 pounds.
Woo! Go.
I wish I could see it in my face, though.
Yeah, our bodies are very, I don't know, they're very strange. They, I see it in your face here. Here, where I see it. But our bodies,
I don't.
It's weird how our bodies pick where they want it to show. That's the best way I can explain it.
My legs, my rear end is where it's been going, where I've been losing.
Wow.
And here.
Yeah.
I need to tighten it up now.
I just started weight work to get myself tightened back up again. And, you know, when I felt good all the time, I would do a total workout. But now I'm doing like arms one day, legs the next day, then abs, and then I take a day off. And I'm just alternating the arms, legs, middle, arms, legs, middle. And eventually, hopefully, I'll see some progress. Even slow progress is good. That's what I've had to say to myself during 2 years of very slow progressive healing. Small progress is good. If I scoot back anymore, I'm afraid people won't hear me much. Will says the flies were bad last month. They're still here eating lunch at Mom's. Awesome. What are you having for lunch? I'm probably going to have the last of my ravioli. And I had a tooth issue, and it hurt to chew, like would hurt for like hours. So Doug bought me some ravioli in not the freezer section, but in the deli, where it's just a plain ravioli and then you add your own sauce when you cook it. So I got spinach and cheese ravioli. I've really enjoyed it. I'm going to eat the last of it. I can eat now. Like last night I ate some frozen pizza. and it didn't hurt me. So I'm good now. But that was a nice something that let me feel like I got to eat something good. You know what I mean? I mean, soup is
Yeah.
good, but when you've had so much soup already, you're ready for something else.
I had a bowl of cereal for dinner last night.
Mm. You know what my favorite cereal is? Lucky Charms.
I had Captain Crunch,
Oh, Captain Crunch is good too.
which is not good for my sugars, but
Right.
I spent the early morning throwing up, so I'm all like, yeah, I need to eat something, and I didn't want to cook because it's been 102, so I just had a bowl of cereal. And then my poor son come out around 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. Are you making anything for dinner?
Cereal. we all consider here. We consider like cereal for supper a treat. I don't know about everybody else. We're like, woohoo!
And I looked at him. I said, "Well, your dad and I and your sister all had cereal for dinner, so I guess that's what's for dinner." But he's been under the weather, so he's missed the last 3 days of, he's missed 2.5 days of work because he's been sick.
Oh wow! I'm sorry he's been sick. Ugh. Sometimes I just gotta stick my tongue out to get these stitches to work. Oh, Lily says it's already hot, 82 in the shade. What? I'm sitting here sweating. My yarn's getting sticky to my hand. If I turn my big fan on, I feel like it's too loud. Got the ceiling fan on. Let's see.
I know it's getting warm here too. My husband woke up ornery saying, "Nobody turned on the air yet? It's hot."
Oh yeah. It's 89 outside right now. Our high's in the 90s. It's going to be 74 tonight. Oh, last night was so nice and cool and just pleasant. If I hadn't been so tired, I'd have sat out there and listened to the night sounds, the frogs and the crickets. Our cicadas are finally gone, so now we can hear the frogs and the crickets at night. But I was too tired to sit out there. I just had to come and go to bed. And it probably won't sound pretty like that tonight.
It was 102 yesterday, but it felt like 105.
Oh yeah, the heat indexes and the humidity and all that plays in. We've only had 100-degree day here so far. And this last week we were only in the 80s, so we're going to be miserable in the 90s this week. This coming week, we're going to be miserable because it was so cool all week long last week.
I need to see what it's going to be Tuesday here because I work a half day. And I told Dana that because I only work a half a day, that I get off at 11, that I would take her to Lagoon.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Because she, poor thing, has been stuck in the house most all summer because it's been too hot for her to go do anything with any of her friends.
Yeah.
So she's been bored. But I also don't want to go and die in 100 and something degree weather
Right.
playing at an amusement park.
Right.
Even though they have a water park, we go spend most of our time at the water park.
That's why we haven't been doing any walks or anything that we usually film for our content. Is it's just I can't handle it, and I overheated 3 days in a row, and I'm still the heat hits me hard right now. That was last month, so maybe in a few weeks it won't be so humid, maybe. Because that's what gets us here where we live. You step outside and the humidity hits you, and you just feel like you're melting. And isn't it wild how we all have different types of heat?
Yeah, we have a dry heat.
Humid heat.
I know I've wanted to go camping, and it's just been too hot, and
Yeah.
And then we don't have very many boondocking spots around here anymore, and so you have to pay to go camp, and I haven't had the funds to pay to go camp either. So
I've heard some states are doing away with their boondocking. I don't remember where, but I'm like, well, that's a shame because a lot of people, that's the way they travel.
And a lot of it out here is because people don't clean up after themselves, and so there's messes, and people have to go in and clean up the messes, and so they've started closing them off.
I was always taught leave it better than it was.
And you found it, yep.
Not just clean up after yourself, but if there's anything else other than your stuff, you leave it better than you found it.
Yep. It's how I was always taught. Hopefully we'll get to go before the summer's over.
Well, I'm so excited to be back to crafting hour. Now, back before my head injury, we got to where we had quite a few people up here with us. We'll get there again. We'll get there again.
I'm glad you brought it back. Oh, but next weekend I'll be working.
Ah, darn it. Yeah, I got one of those JOBs too. But it pays for my craft supplies, so.
Yeah. We're now going from every fourth Saturday to every sixth.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You gonna like that better?
So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Means I get a month without a Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'll work this Saturday, and then I won't have to work a Saturday till September.
Nice.
Even though it's 4 hours, I don't like working Saturdays.
I used to work every Saturday for a while when my kids were little, and of course there was Saturday morning Little League games and stuff, and so I'd always be in my work clothes, which my work attire at that time was like dress suits, like the dress and a blazer and a blouse, and people always looked at me so weird. But hey, I got to be there, so. And then I'd go straight to work.
My kids aren't into sports. I kind of wish they were, but they're not. They're into video games.
Yeah. I've been missing my video game. I have one video of my game on this channel, and then I decided not to put it on here. So I was talking to Doug. I haven't been able to play my game either because the graphics are fabulous, but there's just a lot of details you got to pay attention to. and I couldn't do that yet. So I'm going to try it again and either do it for fun or just do you know what I'm getting ready to say? Start a gaming channel for it. I don't know.
My son will every once in a while on his channel drop a gaming video, but not very much.
Yeah. Some people do it live. Mine would just be recorded.
He just does little shorts.
Oh, that's cool.
Of weird things in his game.
That's a good idea.
That I just shake my head.
See, my air already just came back on. It just turned off like 3 minutes ago, and it's already back on. It hasn't been running much, but I've had my fans on. I have to remember to hold this up because I use a crochet down here.
That's what I'm doing.
Ugh. My stitches were tight right there. There. Yeah, I'll have to upload us some music into YouTube so I have some music in here to use.
What time are you going to do this next Saturday?
Well, I think 11:30. I think that's what I'll stick with, and because that way, if I sleep in like today, I slept in till 10. I might not be awake enough at 11. I don't know. But this is my 11's your 9, so you're up early.
No, I'm an hour behind you.
Oh, you're just an hour behind me? Okay.
Yeah, and I work till your noon.
I'm gonna have to put some time zone post-it notes back up again because I had a roll top desk and I had my post-it notes up there, and one of those post-it notes was time zones, and I don't have it there to remind me now, so I forget to talk about in times. I forget to translate time zones in my head. So I think I'm going to put them over here in my file cabinet. They won't be in my line of sight, but at least I'll know they're there if I need to reference it.
So I still have 8 or 9 tomato plants in my little greenhouse in my front room and 3 jalapeno plants.
Oh, you do? Wow.
And I have nowhere to plant them.
Will they grow there? Keep growing?
I don't know.
I think
I need to get them outside
today.
I need to take them outside and see if I can find somewhere to plant them. Even though it's a little late in the season, guess I'll still have tomatoes coming until it gets cold here.
Gonna try this on. Okay, I got more to do. It's only up to here so far.
I offered them to somebody on the 4th of July and they wanted them. They were supposed to come get them the next day and they never came. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I went live for the fireworks and it was so funny because I didn't tell the gal we were at her house that I was doing it. And she didn't realize I was recording live, and her mouth was just going, and I felt bad. I was like, oops. But it doesn't help that she got that one of her neighbors let fireworks off and almost hit Denna with a firework.
Oh no.
And then they almost hit our house with a firework. And then her mom came home from work and found out that her mom got punched in the face by a drunken idiot.
Oh. Yeah, we just stayed home on the 4th. There were a lot of festivities.
We just went to a friend's house.
It was too hot.
We just went to a friend's house and watched the fireworks. That's all we did.
Yeah.
The fireworks are right in their backyard.
Nice.
But the neighbors across a 5-lane road shot fireworks in our direction and almost nailed Denna.
Oh my.
We were mad. Because it wasn't just Denna, it was also our friend has a little boy, maybe 2-3 years old. And he was right there by Denna too.
Not good.
When you're doing fireworks, you gotta think smart, people.
There's Cass Love. Hello. Hope you get some rest. She's heading to bed for a bit. Says I wanted to say hi.
Hi, Anna. So I'm trying to decide with the one zucchini I have in the house if I'm going to make zucchini bread or zucchini muffins or just fry it up.
All the above sounds wonderful.
I know, I can't decide what I want to do though.
Tell you, and this is here. We kind of lean toward muffins now because they're easy to grab and nothing will stale. Where you cut the bread and then it gets kind of hard or something. We actually have made a switch, an unexpected switch, that we like the muffins because they're easy to grab and go.
Well, I can honestly say it doesn't go stale or hard here. It gets demolished within a day. So, but yeah, the muffins are easier to grab and go. And I do have a pan that makes little like bread loaves.
Oh, that's neat. I've not seen one of those.
I'll send you a picture of it.
I don't know if Will will see that. Kesslov says hi to Will. He's eating lunch with his mom. I go to Kesslev's lives, and she's really got a neat setup now. She's got a new mic, and I really like her new setup. And she does crafting too. She has a crafting channel. Sometimes I just have to stick my tongue out to get that to work. What did I do? 3, 1, 2. Oh, I think I skipped too many spaces. That didn't line up. Where did I do it? I'm ripping it out to right here. That one's still good. I skipped a space somewhere and got my lines off. Okay. Lines are good right there, so that's where we'll start back up. You're welcome, Anna. You are welcome. Oh, what I did is I only put 2 stitches there. But I'm just, instead of 1, I only put 1 instead of 2 there in that space. So I'm just going to adjust it here. I'm not going to rip it out. Because if I adjust it there, you can't even tell. Unless you're actually counting the stitches while you're standing there talking to me and I'm wearing it. And I'm sure there will be someone who does.
Up close and personal to me.
That's right. Okay, and that fixed it. Okay. That fixed it. There we go. There's there's Anna on her Crafty Caslove channel. That's the name of her craft channel. Awesome. Thank you, Anna. All right. Well, I'm going to try to stay out of my paints until Monday, but I don't know that I'm going to make it.
Out of your what?
Paints. I started paint class. Acrylic painting class on Monday, and I've really been trying to stay out of stuff and not play with it, you know, kind of wait. But I'm going to be learning abstract painting. Which
Fine.
I've never done abstract painting, but when you're quilting or even crocheting, right? That's kind of abstract work, putting shapes together and creating different designs. So, but I've never done it on purpose with artwork, with painting. I've had it happen when I wasn't planning it to be that way. But you know what? I've decided just take pressure of perfection out of the equation. And there's different types of artists call themselves different things. And I think what I'm just going to call myself is a folk artist. Because then I can paint in any genre I want, any subject matter I want, any medium. I can do pastels, I can do charcoal pencils, I can do watercolors, acrylics. I can do whatever I want, basically, if that's how I categorize myself. So that's what I'm going to do for now. And I can do some fun and some whimsical stuff too under folk art. So, for instance, I want to paint dragons, and I had signed up for a class painting fairies right before my head injury. I'd already paid for it and everything, and then boom.
No.
I didn't get to do that. So if I can find it, I'm going to sign up for it again. And because everything you do, just like with our crocheting and sewing, every project you do, you learn a new technique of some kind usually, or you're getting better at a technique you already learned, but you're getting better at it. So I'm excited.
Did you get your money back for that class?
No, I didn't even ask for it. It wasn't her fault. It was just an accident. Nobody can help it. She's making a living.
Yeah.
I probably could have, but I didn't. I wouldn't have felt good about that for considering the circumstances, you know. It was out of my control. It was out of her control too. So,
yeah.
I'll happily pay for it again. You do it. And it's whimsical, and I like to do the whimsical stuff because, you know, when we were kids, we just did stuff for fun. And I want to be able to do stuff for fun again. And so I thought, well, whimsical content might do that. And if I get good at it, we can design coloring books, or I don't know about you, but I find a lot of quilt ideas out of coloring books. Oh, that is so pretty. That is so pretty.
See all my hangies still?
Yeah.
I do them as I go per row.
Yeah, Anna's like, I'm still a mod. I didn't know. Yeah, I haven't messed with my moderators. No, back in the day before my head injury, this was my most popular as far as views. This was my most popular live, was the crafting. So here's a question, Christina. Do you want me to end mine and you go live and we can be on your channel for a while? Or you want to just hang here for a while?
Just hang here.
Sure? Okay. Buddy, where are you going? Where are you going? Get back there. Get back there. Are you thirsty? I think he might be thirsty. I'm going to take him to the kitchen. Be right back. Hold the fort. Here, I'll take you to the kitchen. Okay, he's in the kitchen. Now, he'd have found it if I just put him down, but I always feel better because he's blind. So I always feel better if I take him to the water bowl because then I can make sure there's water in it and it's fresh and he's got food in his bowl. But he makes his way around. As long as we don't move any furniture.
He knows where everything is.
Yeah. Cast love on our other channel. Anna, are you working on anything right now? The thing I like about this flavored coffee is even after it's cool, it's still good. I want to try it as an iced coffee, but I never drink iced coffee. But the concept sounds like it would be good. Then Doug is like, I'm not drinking no iced coffee. Like, that's fine.
I like iced coffee.
Here he comes. Can you hear his toes pitty pattern?
No.
Come here, big boy. Come here. There he is. There he is. My little blind boy. Oh, he's tired. He's got really bad breath. He doesn't always like kisses. Today he's accepting kisses. Okay. We spend most of our day him behind me in my chair, and then he gets down and Sometimes even when he's not in my chair, I forget about it, and I still sit on, like, I get this much of my chair to sit on, like this wide. And I caught myself the other day. I'd been by myself in this chair for like an hour already, and I was still just sitting up on the edge of my seat. I'm like, hey, I could be sitting back. What the heck?
I sit on the edge of mine at where I'm working all the time. It's just easier.
I have a little footrest so it doesn't hurt my back. Does it hurt your back to be on the edge of your chair?
Sometimes.
Yeah, I have. Now I'm married to a farmer, right? So this is my footrest. It's just a block. It's just a block. But it works great.
I have a footstool under my work desk.
Oh, do you? I need to get one so I can stretch my legs out while I'm sitting there when I want to. Like right now, crocheting. Oh yeah, crocheting. I could have my feet up. I don't have any food. It was a drink of coffee. Sorry, buddy. No food. Hold on there. There. Now my head's not chopped off. I scoot it back.
I'm turning my camera off for a minute, but I'm still here.
All right.
But I'm here.
All right. Anna is working on getting the studio right to start back on the rugs. Nice. Well, thank you for being here, Christina. I'm looking forward to the rugs.
Oh. Thought about doing a gardening update this morning, but I didn't take my phone out when I went to water. I've been really bad about doing videos this last year.
I haven't been doing them like I used to.
I'm just so tired all the time. I haven't wanted to do anything but sleep.
Yeah. Doug reminded me the other day he has content on the camera. Meaning not in the editor. I said, well, we just need to treat it like an appointment. We need to set a time to sit down together as an appointment and say, okay, at 6 o'clock, we're going to go make this video. We're going to edit it, put it together. Because our get around to it isn't working. You know what I mean?
So my good camera, for some reason, I put batteries in it and it wouldn't turn on.
Oh, wow.
So I got to figure out what's going on with it. And my GoPro is dead. I need to get it charged because Dana wants to take it to Lagoon when we go.
Yeah, that'd be good.
So that we can hopefully video the whole new roller coaster ride.
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
Because it's the new roller coaster's an interactive one.
Yeah.
And it tells a story and everything, and it's got 2 different stories, and it's so fun. So she wants to wear the GoPro when we ride it. And then I bought a little pull cart that we can put a cooler full of drinks and food in it, so we don't have to spend money on food and drinks.
Oh, that'd be nice, yes. That's like Doug and I are going to go see a movie, but I'm like, can you live through a movie without a soda and a big popcorn? Because that'll cost more than the movie itself. He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. We can eat popcorn when we get home.
What movie?
Twister. I want to go see Twister. I want to see it
You'll
in the
have to tell me.
theater on the big screen.
You have to tell me how it is.
I haven't been to an actual movie theater in probably 6 years.
I don't know how long it's been for me. I don't remember the last one I went and saw in the theater.
But that one would just be so different on the big screen. You know what I mean? It would just be so different.
Yeah.
With surround sound. So I want that experience.
You have to tell me how the movie is.
Huh? I'll tell you how it is.
You have to tell me. Mm-hmm. I got invited to a concert in the end of August that I'm going to go to.
Nice.
One of our longtime friends is like, I need a concert buddy. And I'm like, who are you wanting a concert buddy to go see? And she told me the name of the group, and I'm all like, I've seen them before. She's like, you want to go with me? I'm like, sure. She's like, I got the tickets. I just need a buddy.
Yeah, nice.
Cool. She's paying, she's driving. I'm good with that.
You're there. In August, you said?
Yeah, August, I think 28th.
Nice.
It's at an outside venue.
That'll be nice.
So hopefully it won't be 100 degrees.
Yeah, hopefully. You know, I was worrying about, because we're going to Johnny's meetup in September to camp. And I was worried about the heat. And then I suddenly realized it's September. In Missouri, it's not usually heat you got to worry about in September, usually. It's usually, are you going to get cold at night? So I told myself to knock it off. You don't got to worry about that because it's the end of September, right? Oh my gosh, yeah. I'm so excited about Halloween. I can hardly stand it. I want to make baking Halloween posts already. I was looking at our pumpkins from the pumpkin challenge and how that's evolved. And I'm gonna show those if you don't mind, because Doug's pumpkins just blow me away. Oh my gosh. And that fits in with crafting. Let's see here. I gotta figure out which window I have them in. That's just a couple. Let's check this one. I have all kinds of little rooms in my stream yard. Nope, it's not in that one. I bet it's in show and tell or the challenge. That'd be a logical place, wouldn't it? Not there. It must be in the challenge. Yep, there they are. So we're gonna look at these for just a minute. Can you turn your camera off for a minute? I'm gonna turn mine off because I just think it makes it easier to look at the pictures. All right. So this was my very first pumpkin for the pumpkin carving challenge in October, and we'll be doing it again this year. So everybody be thinking. So I did a bat, and Doug did this. Look at that.
He does amazing work.
Oh my gosh. So then I did that one, and then I drew that fire-breathing dragon on mine, and he did this. I was like, oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. So then I did a bat, and I did this one, which I really liked. I drew those flowers on there myself, and he did this. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I don't even know how he carves that intricate like that. And especially this tractor. I mean, those are little bitty spots. I don't even know how he does it. I'm in awe. Okay, you can turn your camera back on. I'm just in awe of his skills. I just blew me away. And he doesn't tell me what he's going to work on until he starts working on it. I'm not allowed to see it beforehand. She'll be on draw. I'm like, what are you working on? Nothing. What are you drawing? Nothing.
I think this year doing pumpkins is going to be hard on us. So
Yeah, we didn't grow any pumpkins. This is the first year here that we have new rules. We can't dig in the ground. So I always just scatter pumpkin seed and let them come up. And I think even though I'm not digging in the ground, I think I might still get in trouble for that. So I just didn't do any.
I didn't know they came up.
Yeah, seeds on the ground. Yeah. Oh, I get it. Because to be honest, we always we just let our pumpkins sit outside and the birds eat on them and stuff. And then there's always pumpkin vines come up where that was sitting. I've never purposely poked seeds into the ground to grow pumpkins. They've just always come up where the pumpkin sat.
Sorry, we carved them outside and we didn't realize we didn't pick up all the seeds from last year.
But pumpkins you can grow a lot of stuff and it's not like real obvious that you're growing stuff. But pumpkins, there's really no way to make all those vines not obvious. You know what I mean? And I don't know if they would have gone down to the ground from my here's the problem I had with squash. The one year I attempted, now this year we'll see how it goes, but the one year I attempted to grow squash in a container is when it vined and came down, the vine would be on the edge of the pot and it would kill it because it was on the edge of the pot. So I was afraid, because pumpkin vines are pretty heavy, I was afraid that might do that. And then I'd be crying because my pumpkins didn't make it. So I decided not to give myself that stress this year. Next year I'm going to try it because I really miss not having my pumpkins growing out there. But we'll see. Now I have squash, zucchinis, and I have cucumbers in my containers this year. We'll see how they go. I don't know how it'll go, but we're trying.
We're taking a walk.
Okay. We're taking a walk. We're taking a walk. Oh, I know where we are. I bet I know where we're going too.
All right, we're turning the camera around.
Woo! Christina's plants. Yay! Oh, those look nice and healthy. Nice.
Can you see all those?
Yeah.
And grasshoppers.
Oh.
See that?
Yeah. Nice. Little babies. Looks good. I don't know if you can hear me, but you're kind of froze up.
Okay, you were talking about your squash in planter boxes.
Okay.
Well, there's my cucumbers.
Oh, yeah.
I've got a ton of flowers, but I don't have any cucumbers yet.
Uh-oh. We lost her. She'll be back. She'll be back. And there she is. Oh, what? Wait. Okay, there.
That's where my Black Widow came out of. That I killed.
Oh, I see what you're talking about now. Yeah. Oh, everything looks so nice. Oh, I love
Look how beautiful my flowers are coming.
Yeah.
But I keep pulling trees.
Oh yes, same here.
Out of my flower beds.
I'm pulling maple trees out. What are you pulling? You know?
Well, I only had
one little plant.
and it's not very big.
Yeah, what is it?
A watermelon.
Oh, okay.
This was cantaloupe, but they didn't survive. Well, there's one trying.
Yeah. I'm too shaded for watermelon and cantaloupe.
These are my cherry tomatoes.
Oh, nice.
My raspberries are not doing very good for some reason.
They did good last year, didn't they?
I got a couple.
Oh, those
And
beds
then
are so pretty.
These are my big tomatoes.
Are some of those new this year? The beds?
No. They're all old beds, but new soil.
They look nice.
See?
Yeah. Green tomato.
And then my peppers.
Yeah. They look good. They look real good.
There's a pepper. Fresh pepper.
Yay. Oh, it looks good too. Nice.
And plenty of bees back here.
When our son Tom stayed with us, we grew jalapeno peppers for him, but I didn't grow any this year because Doug and I don't eat them. Although I do like cheddar poppers.
I like homemade poppers.
I'd make me some cheddar poppers if I'd grown some. And I'd have had them all to myself, too.
I end up being the one.
If I chop them up and cook with them, Doug won't eat it. So, he doesn't like spicy.
I'm the one that ends up eating them all here. And then I use them for salsa.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I love watching you make salsa and seeing your salsa all finished. Looks so good. Homemade salsa is the best.
Let's hope this year I can make some tomato sauce and it not end up all over my counter and my stove.
I remember that last time. Oh, my gosh.
My blender wasn't put together right, and I went and pulled the blender off the blender, and the bottom fell out.
Sounds like my kind of luck.
I was so frustrated.
Oh, I know, because even to get to that point, you've worked hard, right? Cooking it down, prepping it, cooking it down, and
I think I sent you a picture of the mess.
You did. I remember. I remember. Oh man.
Yeah,
Yep.
I was so frustrated. I sent a picture to you, and I think I sent a picture to Josh and my mother-in-law, because Josh was at my mother-in-law's, and I was all like, when you get to the point that you're ready to put it on the stove and cook it down, and it didn't make it through the blender because the blender wasn't put together right.
Oh man. Yeah.
So this year, hopefully, I'll make sure I check that my blender's put together all the way.
You know, it's the little things.
I need to go buy more jars though, and then I need to. My mother-in-law's been asking for my jalapeno raspberry jelly.
Oh yeah, I've never had raspberry jalapeno jelly, but I love jalapeno jelly. That right there is the reason I should grow jalapenos.
And so I need to go get some more jars so that I can. She offered to buy the raspberries, but she liked the other kind that I made that to me didn't turn out. I didn't think it turned out right. It tasted good, but it just didn't, and it was more of a syrup.
Yeah.
And so she used it as a syrup on top of pancakes.
Yeah. I was getting ready to say the best pancake syrup I've ever had in my life was some of my mom's homemade jelly that didn't set up. After it was done, it didn't set up. And so we just used it for pancake syrup, and what a treat that was. Oh my gosh, what a treat that was.
Yeah, so she's been asking me for months, I'll buy the raspberries if you'll make it. I'm all out. I need some more.
But is she wanting jelly or syrup? More.
She wants the syrup.
I was getting ready to say, can you make syrup on purpose? Do you know how to make just syrup? I've never made just syrup.
Yeah. Instead of using the fruit pectin, you just use sugar.
Oh. Well, that's an easy change.
Yeah. Because one of the recipes I found, it didn't require the pectin. It was just sugar.
Okay.
And that's what didn't set up right, was with the sugar. I don't think I cooked the sugar long enough.
Oh, okay. I would think it would have to have the pectin to set up.
Huh?
I would think it would have to have the pectin in it to set up. Oh.
No, the recipe I found was with just sugar, and it was for jelly, not syrup.
This has been Life with Gina. Gina, you want to come up? Chit chat? We're going to be on here a little bit longer. Can you believe we've been doing this for an hour and 45 minutes? Time goes by fast when you're working on projects.
And talking. But yeah. And then it was also, I had taken out all the seeds, so it didn't have all the raspberry seed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But I made two different kinds. I made one with the pectin and one without. And the one with the pectin turned like it was supposed to. And I still have some in my cupboard. I think I'm on my last jar that is now in the fridge with the seeds. And then she took all the syrup because she loved it. So I give it to her.
It's always nice when someone really enjoys what you made, isn't it?
And I think the one without the pectin also had apple cider vinegar in it.
Oh.
And I thought it was good, but it just to me wasn't. I thought the apple cider vinegar was too strong.
Yeah.
But she loved it.
To me, there's a fine line when I'm working with vinegar.
But she loved it, so I'm like, okay. But I think I more was a critic of it because it didn't turn out the way I wanted it to.
Right. Understandable. Well, it's getting to where it's almost more. So I told my mom, I'm like, I'm making it to fit me while I'm sitting down. I said, because you know how when you're standing up and then you sit down and then our middles kind of go. I don't want it to fit me standing up and to be tight when I sit down. I want it to. So that's how I'm making it. I'm making it to fit me sitting down around my middle. That's how I knew what size to make it. Because I don't enjoy that when that happens to me.
Yep.
Well, we'll have to have a crafting hour reunion where we show pictures of things we've made and in the past when we used to do this all the time as a live.
I don't remember what all I made in the past.
I'll have to see what pictures I can find, if I can find them. It's been so long, I don't know where I've put them in my... I mean, they're on my hard drive somewhere. Or my phone. But I'll have to go hunting. Picture hunting. And see. I think that would be fun. Since it's been so long.
3 more whites. And then I can move on to black.
Nice. Yeah, I got my granny square pants in there in a bag. I haven't sewn any of it together yet. That's kind of the point I'm at now, is to sew them together to see how many more squares I need, because I'm just making them to fit me, right?
Right.
And I don't know if I'm done making squares. Seemed like I made 1 billion of them. I know I didn't, but that's what it feels like, doesn't it? So as soon as I can make smaller stitches and focus a little better, I'll try putting them together and see where I'm at. I can't wait. I was so excited about those pants too, and I was making such good progress. They're still back there in my crafting tub. They're still alive and waiting. Do you crochet your squares together, or do you sew your squares together?
So.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I've done it both ways.
I've done it both ways too, but for the blanket, I've just been sewing them together.
Yeah. For my pants, I think a ridge, I wouldn't like the way that felt.
And because it's a pattern, I didn't want to mess the pattern up by crocheting them together and adding an extra row.
Right. Seeing you working that graph pattern is just making me want to get done with these all really fast so I can go work out from my pattern, because I made it a graph pattern, because some people are really easy to do read from graphs. I wrote it out in words because some people want step by step by step by step. Did it both ways, and I'll probably need both for this time through. Both kinds of directions, because I haven't read a graph in a while. But it's all about counting. Do you keep a tally sheet of how many of what you've made?
Not of what I've made, but so each row I count. So like on the row I'm working on, I need 15 white.
Oh,
I wrote 15 on the corner.
All right.
And then I need 6 black.
And so you're Well, I don't know exactly, but so you're kind of doing the put it together as you go. Are you doing it
Yeah.
a row at a time, or you wait till
Yes,
you have a couple rows?
I'm doing it a row at a time.
See, that's the smart way to do it, I think, because I did a Afghan where I waited till the very end to sew it all together, and it made the sewing part really tedious.
That, and it gives you a break in between making all the squares.
And you get to see it coming to life as you go. That
Yeah.
keeps you motivated and excited. I'm speaking for myself, but that's
But that's only, I'm doing it this way because I'm doing the granny squares. If I was doing the corner to corner, you know, it's different.
yeah. Well, I can't wait to do the corner to corner again, and I'll just work on doing corner to corner, and then I'll just rip it out, and then once I'm comfortable and they're all looking the same, right? Not one's bigger than the next set. That's the skill you got to acquire for that. Then I'll rip it out and start on my project.
The worst is when you get so far through it and then you realize you messed up somewhere, and then
Yes.
you throw it away and start all over because you don't want to rip the whole thing out to get to where you messed up.
I had to go get that yarn, and like I said, it's been 2 years since I've even held my crochet stuff in my hands, and the wrapper that tells you the shade and the lot number was gone. So I just made little swatches like this and took to the store with me and matched colors, and that's how I got the colors that I needed to finish my project, and that worked pretty well.
I know, I always just take a little end and take it.
I wasn't sure if my vision was good enough to focus if that was all I had. I've done it the same way. Because when my eyes get tired, it's just over. I just can't see little detail stuff.
I need to jump back in and finish this blanket.
Oh, I remember that blanket. I remember that. Oh, yes. Yes. See, and I love making the baby blankets and the hats and the little shoes to match. I love making sets. But I can't see good enough to do the shoes and stuff because that takes a smaller hook than I probably can use right now. That's gorgeous.
Yeah, the baby's now 2.
I've been there. I have been there.
Is that pretty sad?
Been there.
The baby's now 2 and the blanket's still sitting here not finished. And they're about to have another one.
Well, there you go. There's a blanket. Oh, it's my clock ticking. It's so quiet here. I can hear the clock ticking on my wall. I'm like, what? What am I hearing? It's never that quiet here. All right, well, we got 4 minutes and it's been 2 hours. I've never crocheted this long. My hands are getting used to it. And then I had a blister on my thumb, right, from the crochet hook. Then the hand that I hold my project with in my yarn was like in a claw hand cramp for a while. So it's not doing that anymore, and my blister finally toughened up. Doug's like, you get blisters from crocheting? And I'm like, well, yeah.
Calluses and
When you haven't done it in a while, yeah, all my calluses are gone. She didn't know that.
My carpal tunnel kicks in when I've done it too long.
Yeah.
That's why I end up taking a break on projects that are big like this.
Yeah, I understand. Hi, buddy. What you doing?
But yeah, I need to get back in and finish that blanket too, that other blanket.
Well, now that we're craft houring again, we can help remind each other of those little things like that.
Christina, have you finished that baby blanket you've been working on for 2 years?
You'd be like, shut up. No, we won't phrase it quite like that. Well,
If you were
we're working on.
If you were my nephew wouldn't let me live it down because it took me almost 3 years to do my mother-in-law's Raiders blanket because I started it 3 different times.
I know.
And he used to come and laugh at me and say, are you ever going to get that done? Are you ever going to get that done?
We'll leave off the how long we've been working on it part. We'll just say, how you doing on that?
And then whenever he sees me working on another one, he keeps going, so is that going to take you 1,000,000 years to finish?
Only 2 million.
Hey, I got the Scooby-Doo one for my aunt done a lot faster than the Raiders one.
Oh, wow. You know, it all depends on what technique you're doing and how many hours at a time you can work on it.
And how many mess ups and have to undo it and redo it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'll admit, this is my 6th time on this before I figured out exactly what I wanted to do. They're like, how many times are you going to rip that out? I'm like, hopefully this is the last time. Just trying to figure out what I want because I don't have a pattern. I'm just figuring out what I want. Uh-oh, I was talking and I started double crocheting instead of triples. About right here. Still it out. It's just part of it. That's why we can pull that string, and that's why when we're sewing, we have that thing called seam ripper. That's why we have erasers on our pencils. Okay. I used to get upset when I had to rip it out or start over, and now I'm just like, it's part of the process. If you don't have to do it, you celebrate. If you have to, it was just a normal day. At least that's how I look at it. I won't say I don't mumble a bit.
I'll do it here in a minute.
But for me, it's just part of my process. Ugh. The stitches were tight on that one too. I didn't have to fight through that too much. I kind of just picked it up and I still had my rhythm that kept my stitches the same and not tight, loose, tight, loose, tight, loose. Pretty much they stayed loose and able to poke that hook back through them. I need to find somewhere I have that container that you put your skein of yarn in and the yarn just comes through the hole and it keeps your yarn clean. And for me, my cat's out of my yarn. That's the main thing. And
I get a helper from time to time.
Pumpkin ripped out a whole row of stuff for me. He was very helpful the other day when I had to go to the bathroom and lay my project down. He's like, hey, this is fun. It was fun till I got back. And then the water bottle got him. But he had sat there so patiently watching that string go by for about 45 minutes before I got up for a potty break. He just couldn't stand it anymore.
Mom's not here anymore. I can grab it.
Your turn. And his turn took out 2 rows of crochet. The little angel. But he wanted to reach for it so bad because you'd see his foot go like this. And then he'd bring it back. And then he'd watch it and his little foot would go out again. He'd bring it back. He was being good, but it was so hard.
Shadow and Corey both do that. More Shadow than Corey.
Well, we've been doing this 2 hours. Are you going to do this some more? And again, we're welcome to move to your channel if you want to do that. That's what we used to do, and we can certainly do that again.
Today it's fine not to go to mine because, yeah.
Okay.
Here after I finish this square, I need to go clean. Talking about cats, I need to go clean the kitty litter box.
Yeah, I gotta go fix me something to eat. Because if I don't eat, I'll pay for it later. I'll get hangry.
I need to do too.
Doug doesn't like me when I'm hangry.
But yeah, I need to help with that today, and
I think I'm gonna go ahead and stop. My hand's getting tired anyway.
Find something to eat too, and
camera back up here. All right. Well, I used to have an intro and an outro, and it's on my hard drive somewhere. I haven't found it yet. Of course, I haven't looked this week, but I tried to find it. I looked everywhere. So I may just end up making a new one. It's like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here I am. Oh my goodness. See, and I don't have a headache or anything. It's just my hands are tired.
it's good. And you're finally almost healed.
Did you see what I did with my phone stylus? Because I kept losing it. I taped it to my pencil. And now if it falls in the floor, I can see my pencil. Or if it's laying somewhere, I can see the pencil. This little thing, I mean, it's only like this long. Anyway, it's just barely as long as my pointer finger. It's really short. And I have trouble finding it. So I haven't lost it since I did this. And it's hanging off the edge enough I can just hold it like this and it works fine. The pencil's not in the way at all.
You know, one of the reasons I haven't been crocheting much too is because I had made a case for all my hooks.
Yeah.
And it disappeared with all my hooks. I have no clue.
Oh, yeah.
I can't find it anywhere. So I had to order new hooks.
Where's mine? I don't know where it is right now. Oh, here it is. I'm still using this one. And then, of course, I don't have all my hooks. I'm using this one right now. But then I have other hooks that aren't these sizes that are just in a drawer. Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, will I even be able to find this container with my hooks in it? But I did. It took me an hour to find it, but I found it.
Yeah, I made my case and it had hooks on both sides and anywhere from double to triple layers on it.
Oh, nice.
With really different sizes. And I lost the whole case.
You lost the whole, with the hooks in it and everything? Oh, man. Oh, that's a bummer.
I've torn my room apart and I can't find it. I think it may have fallen in the garbage and got thrown in the garbage.
Yeah, that happens here sometimes too. But dang. Well,
So
I'm
I had
glad you ordered some more so we can work together.
Yep.
I
Amazon.
gotta take my allergy pill. I hear my voice doing weird things. But well, thanks for coming up and joining me. And
Welcome.
we're gonna go ahead and end it here. We've been working on this for 2 hours and 7 minutes. Woohoo! We got a lot done. I don't know. I didn't see how many rows I got done, but it's growing. And I really like the project you're working on. That's going to be awesome. And it's so you. It's perfect.
It's so me.
Absolutely perfect. I love it. So thanks everybody for being here. And we're going to be excited as this live grows again and getting to work together up here on the panel and having fun together. So that's what it's all about. And so thank you for being here, Christina. Thank you, everyone in the chat. Thank you, everybody who watches the replay. Everybody, y'all rock. And we will catch you later.